Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 71 of Gains, and this one is titled Three-Legged Stool, and then in brackets, Ida is quaking, for those that know you know. Once Kiri had unwrapped his arms from around you, you thanked him again for his help, and then crawled across to Bakugou's lap. Okay, God Explosion Murder King, is your lap nice and comfy? I shall be the judge, you said, as he opened his arms and you crawled into his lap, and then sat with your back against his front and his head over your shoulder. You wiggled around a little bit and then made a small sound of satisfaction. Yep, this is comfy. I now dub thee comfy. See? Bakugou rasped into your left ear, and your whole body jumped to life with goosebumps. He saw the hair on your arms stand on end and smirked to himself. He knew he had the upper hand here. Copying exactly what Kiri had done, he rested his chin on your shoulder and wrapped his arms around your middle. Okay, you said, trying not to be distracted by how he was holding you. This is what E and I have done. You showed the drawing to Bakugou, and he detailed over it with his piercing red eyes. Okay, he grunted. We got an okay, you said excitedly, looking up at Kiri, who was watching on curiously. That was a very manly okay too, Kiri said with a smile. Bakugou grunted. You're making fun of me. We're not, promise, you said with a quick kiss to his cheek. He couldn't argue with that, and so shut his mouth and sat there blushing. You swapped places a few times for the next half an hour so that both boys got to share you evenly. Then, after finishing your application, you got the envelope for it and put it in. I'll post this later, you said with a smile. Thank you, both of you, for your help. It's no problem, Yin, Kiri said brightly. You won't have finished it if it weren't for me, Bakugou grunted. You mean you and E, you corrected him. You both helped me so much. Oh, hey, speaking of help, are we still good for gym tomorrow? Kiri asked you brightly. Yeah, defs, you said as you got off the bed. Katsuki, are we training on Friday? Yeah, he grunted. Be ready for me. I always am, you replied. I think I'm doing much better these days. Not as good as me, though, Bakugou quipped. I'll get there, he replied with a smirk. You're definitely getting there, Yin. I believe in you, Kiri said encouragingly. Thanks, E, you said as you reached for the door handle and opened the door to leave. Any time, he replied brightly. You gave them each one last smile and then left, walking on cloud 9 as you headed back to your room. Once you had left, Kiri closed his door again and turned to Bakugou. Hey, bro, how you doing? Kiri asked vaguely. What? Bakugou grunted in reply. Like, with you and me and Yin? He asked shyly. I'm fine, Bakugou grunted, avoiding eye contact. That didn't sound fine to me, bro. You can talk to me. It's not manly to avoid talking about things that might be upsetting or irritating you, Kiri said kindly. You and Yin are a lot closer than she and I are, he said, looking down as he let his expression soften. I don't want to lose. I can't lose. Bro, you're not losing, Kiri said encouragingly. Then his face fell a little. I kind of feel the same way about you and Yin. She looks like she gets a little more happy when you hold her. How do you do that? I want her to feel that way with me too, but I feel like we're more just friends. But with you and her, you actually look like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. This surprised Bakugou, but he didn't say anything. This whole time he had been wanting the relationship that you had with Kiri, and Kiri had been wanting the same relationship that you had with Bakugou, and then he smirked. Dumbass. Which is less likely to wobble? Chair with 2 legs, stool with 3, or chair with 4? Bakugou asked. Chair with 4, Kiri said brightly. No, Bakugou snapped. Stool with 3. Okay, Kiri replied, looking confused. Humans are complicated. We have different relationships with each other, like how I dislike you less than damn Deku, Bakugou offered. Oh, thanks bro, I like you too, Kiri replied brightly, golden retriever vibes on show. Kiri's brightness, in attitude not IQ, stunned Bakugou for a second, and he paused to accept the blinding light shining from Kiri's pure heart before continuing. He needs you as her support, her friend, someone she knows who will support her all the way, he said. But with me, I'm tough on her, but she knows I'll have her back. She's got to keep up with me, push herself. You'll hold her hand and tell her she's going to be okay, and I'll smack her on the ass and tell her to drop and give me one more push-up before we get dinner. This is how our 3-legged stool works. If one leg's lacking, the others will give support, Bakugou said, crossing his arms across his chest proudly, and smirking at Kiri, who was just standing there with wide-eyed awe. Wow, bro, that's so smart. You're so good at everything, Kiri said with utter conviction, and as much as Bakugou didn't want to admit it, he kinda needed this from Kiri too. Having always been insecure with a coating of overconfidence, Bakugou never thought he would find someone who would accept him as he was. He had found something in Yin, but also something in Kiri too. As much as he didn't want to admit it, he needed this red ball of sunshine and happiness more than he needed the yellow sun in the sky. He smirked as he stood there. We really do need each other, he mused softly to himself. Sorry bro, I didn't hear you, Kiri said with a warm smile. Nothing, E. Thanks. Bakugou grunted with a shake of his head. Thanks? You thanked me? Kiri asked with surprise, his mouth falling open. Why did you thank me, bro? I haven't done anything. You have. Now let me out, I want to go to bed. Bakugou grumped, stifling a yawn as he said it. Oh, okay bro. Thank you for coming over. I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Kiri said as he opened the door for his friend. Yeah, night E. Bakugou replied as he walked out the door and off down the hall. Kiri slept well that night, you slept well that night, and Bakugou slept well that night. It had been a good day. The next afternoon, you had your gym gear on, gym bag over one shoulder, and you were waiting in the lobby of Heights Alliance for Kiri. He exited the lift and smiled at you. Hey Yin, you look good, he said with a grin as he approached you for a hug. You smiled and hugged him back, whispering into his ear as you held him. Thanks, Squishy, you said softly, making his cheeks dust pink. Aww. I don't know about you guys, it might be a bit cheesy, but I think Squishy's a cute nickname for Kiri. Stay tuned for chapter 72 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.